Hello and welcome. Today we're going to review the EdgeLife wireless ultrasound probe and how it can interact with an iPad to give you an excellent ultrasound image. The first thing we're going to do is power the probe on. We're going to see the blue lights flashing indicating power to the probe. From there, the first thing we're going to do is confirm the version of the app itself. And here we see today version number 93, which is confirmed here inside the other information of the app build itself. Once we've confirmed the app version, we simply go to settings, at which time we will look at Wi-Fi, and we will attempt to locate the probe network here on our list of available networks. To confirm, we must see the serial number on the back of the probe, and here we see that the serial number ends in 060, and that is confirmed by the network here on the iPad with the blue check mark. We are connected to the probe. Once the probe is connected, we simply open up the EdgeLife app, and here is the viewing screen for the EdgeLife app. Once we push the button on the probe or the snowflake on the screen, this is where we go live to image. And now you see a green snowflake and we're imaging live on the screen. The basic features of the app itself include a patient information icon. This is where we confirm the patient record. We create one for each new patient. Here at the bottom, we are able to create, update, delete, search, and return. We're also able to perform an exam immediately from the patient information sheet. We'll return to the main screen. We have a broadcast icon indicating that the probe is connected to the device. A bright white icon indicates successful connection. One that's grayed out means the probe is not yet connected. Next to that is an icon that we will observe our saved images. We refer to this as the exam reel, but it could also be referred to as the patient library. Here inside the exam reel, we would be able to export the images to the hard drive. We can send them via text or email to any place that we want. And we are asked to select an image. So if I were to do that, and select send, then we end up with options to text, Gmail, upload, etc. Otherwise, we'll return now to the main screen. We do have our preset exam list. This is flexible and programmable. We will supply a few on it, but the user will be primarily responsible for creating their own presets. The next three boxes over are our safety indices: temperature index of soft tissue, temperature index of bone, and the mechanical index, which is essentially the temperature of the probe itself. Then our next four boxes over are our heads-up display for our image quality, gain, depth, dynamic range, and frequency. Then, of course, we have an icon where we can work inside of our system settings page. There you can see we're on the settings, and we would go in here to update and then customize the app for the user. Once we have that done, we are also able to go into a toolbox to help us with image optimization. I'll go over a few of those details in just a moment, but you can see here we have 5 scan modes: B mode, color Doppler, pulse wave Doppler, M mode, and power Doppler. We have 2 frequency selections for each transducer. And of course, we can adjust our dynamic range, our speckle reduction, and our focal zone. We can save these settings by overriding, and of course, we can use a create button to create our own preset here inside of our text box. We're going to cancel that just now, and later we would be able to create a brand new preset from the settings contained in here. The first thing to know is that during live imaging, meaning a green snowflake, by swiping straight up and down on the screen with our fingertip, we're able to adjust the depth, as you can see. Sliding our finger right and left on the screen, we can adjust the gain. We are able to adjust the individual gain by 1 digit at a time by tapping on the outside of the field of view. Down in the lower right corner, by swiping to the left, we're able to open up our time gain compensation controls. I'm going to set a very simple pattern here on the screen, but just know that we have a full set of time gain compensation controls available. Touching the screen again makes those disappear, and then we would go to the toolbox for our other settings. Of course, during live imaging, again, the green snowflake, there is split screen imaging, defined by which side has the green outline around the box. We can, of course, return to main screen. We can touch the snowflake and freeze the image, or we can go live again. Here is a simple button for saving the image. As soon as we hit that, we should see a big flash on the screen, meaning we save the individual image. Here's a way to save our CineLoop. You can see the circle acquiring the CineLoop, and then we've saved that as well. Here is a display button, D for display, at which point we can add a midline on the screen or take it off. We can also put up an on-screen needle guide, which is shown here by the dotted green line, and I can move that green line around based on the arrows in the lower right corner. I can also do an out-of-plane adjustment. I can clear off all the needle guides, close that, close the icon, and we're back to regular screen imaging. Once we have a freeze screen, we have an image that we would like to inspect. We would be able then to use another icon, a crop icon, in order to place our measurements, our annotations, and we do have a special obstetrician package of measurements here for gestational age, and at the bottom of that menu, estimated fetal weight. Provided you're any other provider except an obstetrician, you would not use that, but you could use the A button, and where you would place annotations on the screen and compose a report or make comments on the image itself. When we're done with the behind the scenes measurements and notations, we simply exit out of the screen. We're on the main screen again, and that's how you would manage measurements and annotations. Besides the crop icon, which changes, as you can see here, to the split screen icon between live and free screens. Similarly, the video playback button is active during a free screen, but disappears during live imaging. And we're back to the display button where we saw the two icons earlier. So let me go back to the free screen, and I'm able to then hit the playback button for the CineLoop and confirm with the playback that that's the CineLoop I wanted to obtain. You have now seen an overview of the basic features of image optimization. In the settings page, I do have a sysadmin feature where I can go in and I can order and control the preset lists. I can create a library of predefined annotations. I can also work with network connections, including PAC servers. My user administration feature allows me to assign usernames and passwords to individual users. I can, of course, test the probe integrity by running a probe test, and we do keep event logs inside the app for user history review. We'll close that menu or return to the main one, and we've seen our settings menu before, but let's take a closer look. We can find patient studies, which will be our images for our JPEGs and MP4s. Image transfers refers to the ability to upload a PACS image to a PACS server. Of course, we are required to give you information about the software itself, and we can log out if we had used the username and password features. But that is the major review of connecting the probe to the iPad and then opening the app and make sure that all of the scan features are live with the probe. I hope this is helpful, and please contact us if you have any further questions.